Hello, Cancer Male Barbers. Welcome to your reading. So today we're here to find out what it is that God wants to tell you. Okay. So Most High God, if there's anybody trying to interfere with this reading, please block them so we can receive the messages that you brought us here to receive. Do step in and deliver your messages to your children. Thank you. Cancer Male Barber. Let's see. What is it that God want to tell you? Alright, Cancer, the subject matter of your message, we have the severity of God, seduction and downfall, communicates with the dead, teaches the occult and magic. Okay. Whew. Seduction and downfall, communicates with the dead, teaches the occult and magic. Let's see where God is going with this one. Alright, so we've got the exalted God, it says victory, grants victory and protection from lightning. So lightning is a natural phenomenon, and the exalted God will grant you victory and protection from even natural disasters. So this is talking about you being at peace, or being in working in collaboration with Mother Nature itself. But you're only eligible for these kind of blessings if you exalt God. So the question is, Cancer, do you exalt God or not? Because seduction and downfall is the subject matter of your message. So you're at risk of experiencing a downfall. If lightning hasn't struck your life already, you are at high risk of having that experience. There's about to be a sudden downfall after a seduction. So something that looked real sweet and promising is actually the pathway to your downfall if you're not the type of person who exalts God. So God is basically saying, I can protect you from this. So the question is, Cancer, do you exalt God or not? And not just God, but you got ancestors, whatever higher power, basically. That's what this is about. You are in need of acknowledging the actual source of your power, the source of your blessing. Who got a reading like this? Somebody else got a message like this. Was it Aries? Where God was saying, they're trying to give, Aries is trying to take all the credit for their success, when really and truly God is the source of one's wisdom, one's very strength. If your body is not healthy, you can't get up and go out to do anything to make any money. If you don't have the wisdom to do something, then you won't be able to use that skill to make any money. So how can you then gain success and not acknowledge the wisdom giver or the life giver? You understand what I'm saying? The opportunity giver. So it's like God wants to be recognized in your life too. So you can check out the Aries reading. Let's see what other cards came out. We have intellectual lucidity provides consolation and compensations. You see that? Intellectual lucidity. So a lucid dream is a dream where you're quite aware of everything that's going on. So intellectual lucidity will be clarity, wisdom, knowledge, understanding. Okay? It says the eternal God. Intellectual lucidity provides consolation and compensation. So even if lightning should strike you, you'll be protected from the effects of it. This is what God is saying. If you exalt God, even if disaster comes your way, you will always escape. Why? Because you are in close association with the actual CEO of life. The capital C, capital E, capital O of life itself. So there's no door that will not open to you if God wanted to open to you. No matter if everybody there hate you, they will still open the door to you. Do you understand? And any door that's closed to you is only for your protection. So this is like divine insurance, life insurance, by exalting God. So intellectual lucidity. So God is saying, I am responsible for your wisdom. I gave you clarity. I taught you how to cut hair. I gave you all the right links. So why aren't you telling me thanks? Let's read on. So we got reconciliation regains the favor of those one has offended, the God of joy. So intellectual lucidity, reconciliation regains the favor of those one has offended. So you misstep. You've created this atmosphere for a disaster in your life. And then we have the right hand of God. Fame and renown influences commerce, voyages, and great discoveries. So influences commerce. God is saying, there's no way that you can ever be out of money if you're linking with me, because I run everything. It's like the head of a company favoring you. God is the head of everything and everyone. So if you're friends with God, then who can be against you? This is what God is basically saying. But I feel like you are in a position where you have found good reason to not exalt God. And therefore, by choosing that path, God is like, I don't know you. So you don't work for me. You work for yourself. So help yourself. Save yourself. You don't acknowledge me. So why should I now acknowledge you? And usually God doesn't take this tone with people. So now I have to ask you, well, how long have you been avoiding God for, or ignoring God for, or being ungrateful to God for? Because I know God to be a very merciful, forgiving, patient God, to the point where it upsets me how nice God is to people who don't deserve niceness. But that's what makes God God. And that's what makes us just mere humans. God's love is unconditional. Humans' love has conditions. A lot of them I know, because my love has a lot of conditions. And that's how it should be. But God's love. So for whenever I do a reading and I see that God has taken a serious tone with someone, like a final warning type of message, it's like, how long have you been fucking up for? You must have been fucking up for a very long time. Very, very long time. You see? So there's a need for you to check yourself before you completely wreck yourself. Because I'd imagine you're going through some hardship right now. Seduction and downfall. So you got involved in something that looked very promising, and now you're at a stage where, or you're probably about to be up on a stage where it's all falling apart. So now who do you call on? Who's going to help you? That's basically what's happening with your story. So the underlying issue we have here is God nurturing and maintaining everything. It says knowledge of good and evil appeases divine anger. So you've angered God. Cures epilepsy. So epilepsy, I feel, is when people are vibrating. So it's like when you're vibrating like that, there's no stability, so you can't really do anything. Your life is in upheaval. Your life is just shaky like that. Very unstable. So with God, you know, you come back to peace and you start to rise again. So this is the underlying issue. God nurturing and maintaining everything, and that's what God wants you to know. Like God saying, I am the capital C, capital E, capital O. I maintain everything. Not the people you work for, and not you. So God is like, don't get it twisted, Cancer. It doesn't matter whose name is on the deed. It doesn't matter whose name is uh, on the title of the business. What you call that? The sign. It doesn't matter whose name. God says it's all mine. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness therein, or the fullness thereof, seen and unseen. And you are at a place in your life where you need to be reminded of this fact. That's what we got going on here. Let's read on. We have God's song above all. Capital C, capital E, capital O. It says loyalty and allegiance, friendship and reconciliation. God is like, come back this way. I am the real Dan Dada. Everybody else is just a wannabe, including you. And God is like, I don't really like to exalt myself. I prefer if you exalt me because I'm worthy. But in any case, Cancer, I, God Almighty, is the real Dan Dada. And that's just the truth. No self-exaltation. I know how the moon was formed, God says. I know how the wind was formed from nothing. I know how water appeared from nowhere. I know the amount of hairs you have on your head. I know exactly when you started to exist. And we're not talking about from birth because we are spirits having a physical experience. So when was your spirit created? That's deep in it. You think your spirit got created when you were conceived? This physical body is just a vehicle. The spirit that dwells within it, that is us. This is just a chariot. God says, I know when your spirit began to exist. And I know if and when it will cease to exist. Do you know anybody else who can tell you these things? God says there are innumerable ways to die. And I, God, can stop each and every way from manifesting if I so choose. Can anybody else do that? So you have to separate God from man. You have to separate God's glory from man's glory. Cancer. I've been reading for you for a very long time, and your life has been in shambles for a very, very long time. There is forever upheaval in your business life. So yeah, God is saying you need to come back to the original Dan Dada. The original Dan Dada is the one who has what you need to make your desires actually manifest and last. You don't have to believe us if you don't want to, but we've delivered the message, so it's up to you what you want to do with the information. Look at this. We got the raising God, loyalty, delivery from those who seek to oppress, brings victory. Loyalty. God said, give me your loyalty and I will deliver you from those who seek to oppress you. And right now, Cancer, or for the longest while, you have been your biggest enemy. When it comes to your career, anyway. So even if there aren't people outside of you interfering with your work life, you are somehow prone to making bad decisions for a very, 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 for years. I knew this reading was going to be crazy. Your readings are always crazy. And just for you, yeah, see? The Honorable God, inner and outer work. You do a lot of outer work because I would imagine you look good as fuck. You look like a slice of heaven. You look like a breath of fresh air, but inside, the spirit self. So you're good at taking care of the physical self, but your spirit self is very much neglected. So this says inner and outer work helps one keep their job, protects against disasters. Like I said, we've delivered the message. What you choose to do with it is entirely up to you. And just for you, I'm going to go the extra mile by getting you advice. I haven't done that for anybody else. I'm going to do that for you. Just for you. All right, Mosai, what's your advice for Cancer in this situation, please? And thank you. What's your advice? Stop it. And while I was doing the other part of the reading, I could feel somebody's resistance, somebody being rude. Let me tell you something. We didn't ask you to come here, come watch this reading. So if you don't like what you're seeing here, if you don't like what you're hearing here, just simply click off the video and go watch something else. There's no need for the negativity, because some people actually want to grow. Some people actually value this information, and some people are actually going to take it and use it to the best of their ability. I'm here for those people, and those people only. So the rich card just showed itself. It flipped up. So God knows what you're after. You just keep going about it the wrong way. Okay, so the subject matter for your advice. Ooh, we got silence. So, what's that? Have you been not speaking up for yourself, or have you been too vocal? Have you been talking too much? Let's find out. So we got silence. So the cards we have to come out, first of all, we got distracted. Then we got clarity and friend. So, God's advice for you. Clarity is your friend. You keep getting distracted. What are you getting distracted by? Are you getting distracted by females? Are you getting distracted by wanting to go faster towards your riches than you should be going? So you're willing to do illegal things? You're willing to treat people in a bad way just so you can get to the top? What have you been doing? What's been distracting you? Are you living above your means? Something is distracting you. Find out what it is that distracts you. Because clarity is your friend. You need to be clear in your mind what is distracting you. There's something distracting you. Once you can figure out what that thing is or who, could be more than one person. Maybe somebody keep giving you bad advice. Maybe you have a girlfriend or something who like expensive things and you love her so much that you're willing to do whatever you have to do to attain the money to be able to buy her these things. That's a distraction. And distracting you from what? Your spiritual life. That comes first. Your karma. You need to prioritize your karma. So anybody who wants you to prove your love to them by doing something that's going to compromise your karmic report, you need to reconsider their advice to you. Reconsider your alliance with them as well. You need to reconcile with your higher self because you're accumulating a lot of bad karma, and that's what causes this upheaval every so often. Every time I do a reading for you, it's a negative one. Always some madness going on with you. And yet you want to win. So the formula you've been using to win is not the right formula. Figure out who or what is distracting you from the clarity that you need. It's nice to be a friend to others, but it's most important right now that you be a friend to yourself. Do the right things for the right reason so that God can bless you, not curse you. Make sense? So you got some bad influences around you and perhaps in you. So you need to speak to yourself in the right way. Apply the right rules to your life. Govern yourself by the right teachings to stop this cycle, this negative cycle, so you can start winning. Let's see the underlying issue. We got disappointment, valued. Okay. Well, there you go. Disappointment is valued. So what this is saying to me is that you naturally live in a negative mindset. You like disappointment. So I'm here feeling sorry for you when you actually like the fire. Maybe you shouldn't be a barber. A person like you need to be something else that's a lot more challenging. I think that being a barber is too tame for you. Were you built to be a soldier or something? What kind of job would most suit somebody who likes disappointment? Your job should be something like being an officer in a boot camp, reforming people. Because when they come to you, okay, so people who need to be reformed are people who are like menaces to society in it. And if you're like an officer at a boot camp, then you're surrounded by rude people, rude boy, and rude girl, and they're gonna come test you, and they don't know that that's what you love. It's like, oh, this is gonna be a great day at work. That's you. So I feel personally that you're in the wrong line of business. This business is too tame for you. You need to go somewhere where your skills and your mindset would best suit you. You're not needed in the barbering industry. You're a soldier. You're a soldier. You like the challenge. So even when there's peace around you, you gladly be the one to distract everybody else, including yourself. That's why it's good to get to know self, because when you know yourself, you won't make mistakes like these. Be honest with yourself. Barbering is not for you. Because I'm trying to think of a way that you can use your energy and your mind, the skills that you have in your mind, or the way that you're made up, your philosophical makeup, in the most constructive way. Because you could be an assassin too. But then we're trying to avoid the bad karma. So if you become an assassin, never send you to finish somebody. You don't know if that person is guilty or innocent, and God's gonna have a problem with that. So I wouldn't suggest that you become an assassin. And if you're gonna become like a secret agent of any kind, then you need to be able to have the power to master yourself and what you choose to do. So perhaps you can become like a security guard. Those are the type of jobs that would suit you. Security guard, officer in a boot camp, anywhere the danger there, you would enjoy that. Parole officer, not parole officer. What you call the people who guard inside the jail? Not parole. A bounty hunter. Yeah, these kind of jobs would more suit you, where you can use your skills without getting in trouble with God every time. Okay, so you should consider those. MMA fighter, professional boxer, things like that. You need to release some of that energy the right way, where you won't get in trouble for doing it. Yeah. I hope you go to the gym regularly. Oh God, never mind. Don't go to the gym regularly, because right now you're just gonna build yourself up, and then you're surrounded by all these little puny humans, and then you don't like to really control yourself because you like the madness. Is probably not a good idea. So you need to find your position first and then go to the gym. Okay? So find the better job for yourself. Try see if you can segue from barbering into one of those professions that we just mentioned, or another one of your desire. But barbering is too tame for you. Okay? So we got underappreciated working. Yeah, you don't like it. That's why. Because I'm wondering why every time I do a reading for Cancer, it's always some madness, bro. Like, who the hell will be trying to fuck with you? But it's you. You don't like working. You don't like doing what you're doing for work. We got disrespectful, jealous, culture. Contemplation, yeah. So yeah, you need a challenge. You need to be around people who think them bad, so you can't just release the beast on them. People who deserve what you bring to the table. You check it. Yeah, your culture differently. This line of work is not for you. Disrespectful, jealous, cultured. Contemplation, shy, poor. You're like, who's shy? We got idle, nonsense. So that's like, you don't even like peace. You don't like when vibes is just, we got rational, forced. Yeah, man, you're under too much pressure having to be among these civilians. That's the problem. Yeah, we got groomed, appreciated, self mastery, ignorance. You're a mad guy and you're happy to be a mad guy. You're a mad guy. You're supposed to be. You were born to be a soldier, a kickboxer, or a boxer, or a, I don't even know what MMA mean, but fighter. You were born to be a fighter. That's what you were created for. And unless you're in a job like that, become a officer in a boot camp, wherever the mad people them there, and there so you're there. Cage fighting, all them thing there. That's you. By nature. So if you didn't know, now you know. That's why you can't feel comfortable being a barber, having to be civilized and having to um, be courteous and customer service and all this puny human shit. I get you now. I get you. That makes sense. That makes sense. And if you're sensible, you know that that makes sense too. So you need to find yourself segueing into the type of career that fits your personality. Because in this kind of work, is either you gonna hurt somebody or somebody gonna hurt you. Because you might just mess with the wrong person at some point too. And either one of those things are not good. We don't want you hurting nobody and we don't want nobody to hurt you. You need to your find your place in the grand scheme of society and fit yourself where you belong. Your space is empty right now. Wherever you truly belong in a society is empty right now because you're over here being a fucking barber. This is not what you want. So you need to excuse yourself. But first, find your place because you need money still to pay your rent and whatnot. So you have to tolerate this a little bit longer. But if you love yourself, you will find yourself where you belong. Okay? You're a fighter. That's just who you are. So respect that. And then the people that you go around, they will understand you because they're just like you. You see it? These people you're around in the barber shop, they're not like you. You're too much for them. You're like an eagle hanging around a bunch of pigeons. A fucking lion hanging around a bunch of cats. You don't belong. You need to find yourself where you belong. And you'll be happier. You'll be more progressive and you'll make plenty money. You know why? Because that's just who you are naturally. So you're going to put in extra effort. You really going to build up yourself like a beast. And you're going to get plenty jobs because people know you're about that motherfucking life. So they know they can count on you. If a security they want, they know you're the guy to call. If they need somebody to whip them rude youth back into shape, you're the guy to call. If you're a cage fighter and they want somebody to challenge the right opponent, you're the guy to call. Go make your money doing what you love. Stop lying to yourself, calling yourself barber. You don't want to be a barber. Right? So, I'm hoping that this here helped you. That's what we got for you right now, Cancer. Finally, we fucking figured it out after all these goddamn years. You ought to pay me for this. Seriously. Alright, so anyway, I wish you the very best going forward. Remember, before you quit barbering, just spend a little bit more time trying to be civilized. Pretend to be civilized like the people and you work around. But try make your little money so you can continue pay your rent. But you need to start looking for your spot in life. So decide what you want to be. What suits your personality. That's where you need to be. God got a space for you there. Because God know how it created you. You see it? But you're trying to walk some other footprint that somebody else. That's why I say somebody has been ill advising you. They don't know you. And if they even did take the time to get to know you, they would have done tell you this long time. You're a happy beast. Go be your beastly self. Just make sure you temper it as well with some balance. Don't just be full beast. But this lifestyle is too tame for you. This is not for you. Okay? So all the best going forward. Until next time. Bye-bye.